In this session, we're going to discuss some of the customization you can do from the home screen of TotalVet. We're going to start with the summary charts at the bottom of the report. These give a summary of the herd profile as well as how the herd is performing in key performance, production and health indexes. Users can choose which summary charts they'd like to see at the bottom. They can drag them around in order to change the priority of the charts they'd like to see first. From the home screen, users can also change some of the important parameters that are used in the fertility reports, for example, in the vet's action list and the fertility performance. For example, if users want to see cows for pregnancy diagnosis sooner after their first service, then they can specify that they might want to do a pregnancy diagnosis from 30 days after service. Users can also change the voluntary wait period for some herds that might actually be waiting a little bit longer before they serve cows for the first time. Note that when changing some of these important parameters, users may need to re-prepare the data set before all of the reports work properly. This can be carried out by hitting Function at the top and selecting Prepare. Users can also customize what they're seeing on the home screen. They can minimize certain sets of reports that they don't use as much. They can move the summary charts out of the way. They can remove important parameters. They can close the advanced reports. These can be brought back very easily by clicking on the Advanced Reports logo, by dragging up from the bottom, and by dragging the important parameters back. The toolbar can also be moved around. It can be left freely floating, or it can be left at the top of the report. Users can also use custom targets and custom numbers in some of the calculations in TotalVet. If you select under configuration and parameters, we get a long list of all of the numbers that are used in the background calculations in the software. For example, herds can change the protein target that's used as part of the protein intercept calculation. If you've got herds that are working to a higher protein target, this can be entered in here, and that will change the analysis under the milk production reports. Herds can change some of the targets for a block calving system. For example, they can specify the minimum age at first calving and the target age, the target length of the calving blocks. Users can also input disease costs for mastitis, clinical mastitis cases. Users can also change some of the lag periods behind lameness lesions under this section. Users can also further personalize the software by choosing to automatically back up the current data set whenever it's closed. They can also choose to reopen the last tabs that were open when you last closed the data set. This can be really useful when you're demonstrating some of the graphs and some of the reports out on farm. Users can change the size of the toolbar icon, and they can change the text underneath them. They can choose to alter the number of records that are included in a breakout table. If you're using TotalVet with a very large herd and a very large data set, then sometimes the number of records is insufficient. So we could change that to 20,000. Note that for very large numbers of records, this may add a little bit of loading time. Lastly, users can add up to 2 company logos. These will feature at the top of all TotalVet reports and all TotalVet printouts. These can be added here. Note that pictures need to be a maximum of 100 pixels wide. For larger size photos or pictures, these can be edited in a software like Microsoft Paint 3D. In this video, I've been showing users how to change parameters under configuration for an individual herd. If users want to change the parameters under configuration for all herds in their software, they can do so from the welcome screen by clicking Actions and Configuration. This will apply the parameter settings across all of the datasets in that user's TotalVet.